I was doing Kattar Press. I'm here with Rob Font. How are you?
I'm great, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be talking with you, man. How are your holidays?
I can't complain. I finally wasn't cutting weight during the holidays, so I can't complain. No, Christmas was fun. New Year's Eve was good. Always a good time to hang out with the family. Yeah, great time.
Awesome, man. It's awesome to hear. There's so much that I want to talk to you about. But first, I wanted to. So it's been about 2 months since your fight with Jose Aldo, you've had some time to reflect on it. I just want to know. I mean, what were the emotions after that fight?
Um, Obviously, I was disappointed. You know, it was a big opportunity to beat a guy like Jose Aldo, and it didn't work out the way we wanted to. So disappointed, but still was somewhat kind of happy with the performance. We didn't get finished. We went all five, and I had some moments in that fight. So definitely, learned a lot from that fight. Wasn't my worst performance, but definitely wasn't my best. But yeah, I wasn't too disappointed. I guess just a little disappointed though.
You said you learned a lot. What did you learn from that fight?
And not to get hit so early. I mean, so clean so early. Yeah, no, but it was one of those things where I was doing my thing that first round and just was stood in the pocket a little too long, and I thought I was out the pocket, and he caught me with a clean right hand. It was flushed, and then from that point on, it was like everything I felt like he touched me with. It was just I was on wobbly legs, and you know, and it felt weird because I felt like I was getting hit with shots that usually I don't drop from, but it was just the first one he hit me. It was so clean. Everything else was just putting me down, But yeah, I just got hit too early. I can't remember exact round it was, but I shot a sloppy shot that definitely I shouldn't have shot. And but besides that, I think I was doing my thing and just got hit too early, too clean, and learned my lesson.
I mean, Jose Aldo's power. I mean, were you expecting him to hit as hard as he did?
Yeah, definitely. He was a 45er coming down, and so I'm assuming he can crack. He hurts a lot of guys. You saw his work, so he's always hurting. Wasn't planning on getting hit. That was for sure. But yeah, it was hard, but it was accurate too. It was so flush that you know like it. Everything else from there, it just felt like it just hurt 10 times worse. And then it broke my orbital like right when it happened too. So it was kind of like it was just that clean, and my nose and my orbital broke all at the same time.
Um, I was going to say, so the loss to Aldo snapped your undefeated streak in December. Are you are you gonna try and find a new month to start your streak up, or is December still
December
your
was good
month?
to me. I'm still with December. I'm still with December. I like December, but yeah, man, that was my thing, man. December in Vegas, I was for sure I was gonna win. But it comes with the territory, man. You're fighting the best in the world and one of the goats in the division, and not even the division, the UFC, and hopefully I can put together a couple more and get another rematch or something. But yeah, it was fun. I had a great time, even though we lost the week before fight week, in the camp went smooth. All the media, everything went smooth. It's just just didn't pull it off.
Do you have any regret about not taking that title shot at UFC 267?
Not really. Um, I honestly believe even if you know, I just honestly believe I'd have been rushing that fight, and it just wasn't. It would have been sloppy. I just wasn't there mentally, wasn't there physically, and I would have just rushed it, and it could have got ugly.
Yeah, gotcha. You fought twice last year. How did that feel after not only fighting once the previous 3 years?
Oh man, to finally get back to back main events that too. I was riding on a high note. Like it's been tough to get fights, and then obviously back to back fights, either injury or whatever. But finally did it, and just couldn't close the show. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to kind of stay this consistent. Hopefully, we can have something coming up soon. I'll have a better idea of what, you know, in a couple more weeks or when we're fighting again. But hopefully, we can go back to back, like we did with the Cody and Aldo fight.
I mean, and I guess how did it feel? You know, you've been working your fucking ass off for a long time, been in the UFC since 2014, and for the UFC finally to give you two main events back to back. I mean, just how did that feel?
It definitely, proved that I believe I'm a, obviously one of the top guys in that division. I can put on a show. No matter who you put in there, it's going to be an exciting fight. And, I'm always in there looking for the finish and trying to get guys out of there. And it just, I think all my hard work and willingness to tough fight, take the tough fights and get in there and slug it out with these guys. You got to put it in the main event. You got to give me those opportunities. And, I think they saw that and they did.
So, New England Cartel, man. So you didn't have the best December, but then Calvin comes back and puts on a fucking show. Man, that fight was just.
I was losing my mind in that fight, man. I was losing my mind. It was crazy. It was fun. It was entertainment. He was having fun. He was controlling it. He was pushing the pace the whole time. He looked super confident. Like, yeah, it was a great fight. And especially how the build up before the fight happened. It was all like, like the way he was talking, and it almost felt like the media and people were looking past Calvin, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, and then you saw the line on the betting line, and then you saw after that first round, I was like, everybody was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, and it was like what the hell? Like, oh yeah, I forgot this guy can actually fight, and most people don't realize he wrestled in high school, and they don't realize how good his wrestling is, and his jiu-jitsu game, and I'm like, oh yeah, like forgot this kid's legit, and then all that just stopped. You should have felt the energy in the room. It was just all of the nonsense and the nonsense talk, and it just felt like, wow, man, we fucked up, and you saw what he did, man. He put on a great performance. He did anything and everything he wanted to do, I know the game plan. I'm telling you, he did it anything and everything he wanted to do, and he did it, and he never took a step back. He had fun, all those elbows and spinning elbows he was working on. He finally just let it all hang out and just was reacting and having fun. But yeah, I'm super proud of him.
Yeah, so I was cage side for that, and during the fight, the Calvin's fans and then the Georgian fans, they were yakking at each other. And as the fight kind of went on, the Georgian fans kind of quieted down a little bit. And
yeah. It was just like so like obvious, so one-sided, so like it was like so not surprising, but like wow, like he's really tired. Like we knew he would wear him. Like the plan was kind of wear him down a little bit and slow him down and slow the kick, but. And then he kicked and took himself down, and then obviously Calvin capitalized and hit him with a clean mat return. And then from there, when he got up, it was like he was hurt / tired / gas, and it was like, bro, it was one round. Like, oh, this is perfect. We got 4 more of these to go, and you saw everything was slow. I mean, he picked it up a little bit during the beginning of the rounds, but it was almost like unbelievable. Like, I figured it'd be at least 2.5 rounds, but when it was the first round, the first takedown, like. It was all right. And then from there, it was like, we don't even need to take him down no more. Like, it was just to keep pushing forward, and everything else was slower. Everything else was telegraphed. There was like no power on his shots. There was like, I mean, the kick still flush, but I mean, heavy, but the punches, there's nothing. It was like, and then I'm like, you're doing this with Calvin Kattar. I'm like, oh, you're going to lose I can't believe it. I'm like, oh my God, this is too good to be true. Like, you're throwing half-ass punches against a guy that's sitting there just winging. But it was funny because he wasn't punching, he was just elbowing there. He was just tossing a bunch of elbows. But it was a great night, man. It was a great night for the cartel, for Calvin, and obviously the squad. And yeah.
Did Calvin practice those elbows on you at all during that?
100%. Me, Jake, he actually cut our trainer Jake one time like bad. Like he would have, I want to say at least like 5 stitches. Like accidentally elbowed him. But if you saw it, we posted our Calvin posted a video of him actually doing a spinning elbow, and it was like I'm just finally I'm just finally so happy that he was just not elbowing us and elbowing his opponents, you know. But yeah, he's been chopping everybody up lately.
Yeah, man. So MMA is plagued by recency bias, and everyone remembers your last performance instead of looking back at your body of work or even like your last three. I mean, why is that? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. You know, yeah, it's just one of those things. Like it's like you're only as good as your last fight, and you can go from like looking good to you're the next superstar to this guy's done off after one fight. You know, like done. This guy's done. He should retire. You know, like I don't know what he's doing. His camp sucks, and then he win a fight, and he's like, oh no, he's next in line, give him a title shot, and so like it's you want to like obviously engage and go back and forth with the fans, but sometimes just they're so hot and cold. You're like, well, I can't even take this serious. But it's like, but you know that though. Like when I really learned that was when I first made my debut. I was in Vegas. It was 4th of July weekend. It was like 2014, I believe, in International Fight Week. It was a big card. It was Ronda Rousey was on the card. Machida was on the card. Chris Weidman. It was a big card, and I literally watched people boo Ronda like in like the weigh-ins, and then in the same exact group, same time, get to the hotel and chase her, like running chase her just to get a picture with her. I'm like, I don't get it. I was just watching you boo her, but you see her in the hotel, you're chasing her down. And it was just like, all right, so just kind of like don't even pay attention to that. But yeah, man, it's really is like, you're only as good as your last fight. So yeah, guys, I guess I'm making up to do.
I mean, exactly. And that's what I was going to kind of ask you. So, like, are you ready for all these lines and all these fans saying, like, when you get booked for your next fight, people are going to be like, oh no, Rob Font's washed. Look at his last fight. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, are you ready for
100%.
it?
Yeah, I can see it. I think it's gonna be 50-50 though. It's gonna be a piece of like, oh, I can't wait for this fight. They had people saying, oh, this guy's done, washed up, get him out of here. Like I said, you saw how the build before that. It was like if he never fought before, like if he was making his debut or something, it was kind of like, all right, let's see how it plays out. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bet it all on my boy Cal. But like, you guys are crazy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for Calvin, it's just like I felt. I mean, that performance is like, he had to eat shit for a whole year watching highlights of Max Holloway's style on him, right? For a whole year, and then for him to come back and shut everybody up. I mean, it's just it's perfect.
Yeah, man. I'm guaranteed that kid's still smiling right now, man. Like, I guarantee it. Like, yeah, shut everybody up. Like kind of like it's just kind of a quick reminder. Like, oh yeah, like I said, like I feel like everybody's, oh yeah, like, what am I doing? Like, why was I even thinking about that? Like, why was I even reading into any of that?
Right, for sure. Former opponent of yours, Cody Garbrandt, got knocked out. I just kind of wanted your thought on that fight and like, what do you think he should do?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's 2 back-to-back losses, and he went down a weight class. But he fought Kai Francis is a killer, man. He does that to a lot of people. Like, and he's accurate. It wasn't just a big one shot. He puts together combinations, put guys out, and he's been doing that before he even got into the UFC. So it's not like he got in there with somebody that is not worthy of knocking you out. This is the game. He has that style where he's going to go back and forth. I don't know. I don't know if the weight cut had anything to do with it, because I really don't believe he's that big of a guy that the weight cut would make. I think he can still make 25 right now, no problem. Obviously, you gotta question his chin. He is getting hurt early, but he didn't get hurt for me, so I'm kind of like, like, come on, man, like, either he got a chin or I can't punch, But no, yeah, I mean, it's tough though, because he still has it. He's still young. He can still just knock you out with one punch, but he is getting hit a lot. So like, it's kind of like, do we need to go back to the basics? Do we need to change camps? It's a lot of, I think, things he need to fix and get together. But I really do believe he got at least 2 more fights.
Um, so you, Sean O'Malley's been calling you out. Is that a fight that interests you?
I mean, yes and no. He's killing it. He's doing his thing. He's a huge draw, but it's kind of like, again, I'm not trying to fight backwards. I would say worst case scenario, like, yeah, let's run it. I'm definitely down. That'll be one of those fights you do it for the gram. You fight that guy and everything's just going up. So, like, that'll be one. I'm not even worried about the paycheck. I'm worried about my following. Hopefully it just blows up as well, So, but it doesn't get me anywhere closer to the belt, or, I'm not fighting like these legends. So, he's a future legend. I give him that. He's doing his thing. He knows how to sell the fight. He's buzzing. He's, again, he's a huge draw. But I'm more interested in guys like, obviously, like in front of me, Sandhagen, guys like Cruz. They're out there, and then obviously whoever's like, well, whatever really makes sense and who's available. But or none of that is availability, then yeah, I'd love to get in there with the Sugar Man.
Yeah, so you already said it. Cory Sandhagen is the other name that people have been throwing out, and I mean, just that's a fucking banger. What do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think of that matchup?
I love that fight. I'd love to get I would love to get in there with him. Hopefully, like around the summertime. Sandhagen in the summer would be huge. But again, like we're gonna see how that plays out if he's available. When we want to go, we just kind of got cleared to fight me and start training, so it's kind of like timeline trying to figure that out. Definitely wouldn't be um, opposed to that anytime. So it's kind of like that's a huge fight, and he's coming off a loss. I know he wants to get back to it. I believe he's ranked right in front of me too, so it only makes sense.
Sure. Do rematches with Pedro Munoz and Rafael Sunsao intrigue you at all?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like I would, like I said, like that'd be huge to get that wins back. But I believe they're both just coming off of losses. Yeah. I think Rafael just lost, and then Munoz lost to who it was Cruz, right? Yeah, Cruz. Yeah, he just lost to Cruz. So like for the name, if they get the W back, yes. But like for the rankings and getting obviously closer to that belt, no. But man, it's kind of like you're asking me at the wrong spot because I'm down to fight anybody right now at the loss. But like, yeah. Those thing is like the division's so crazy that those are still out there. You still have Cheeto Vera out there. You have there's so many fights that are entertaining and that are fun. But I'm definitely looking more towards the fights that'll get me close to that belt or get me back into that conversation.
Of course. Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling are rematching. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
Man, I like Jan's style. I like his style, but I believe he's smooth. He's real patient. His defense is sharp, and his wrestling is sharp too. So I think Aljamain has his hands full. I do. Obviously Aljamain has the reach advantage. I'm not sure if he has a wrestling advantage, but on paper he should be the better wrestler, I guess. And obviously, I wouldn't say he has a striking advantage over Peter Young, but he does. He has had kind of awkward where he kicks in like punching range and punching like kicking range. He just kind of like, like make things happen to a takedown, so he can be a little awkward as far as striking, and it can throw people off. But it's kind of like, can he do that for 25 minutes against a guy that's like in Peter Yan? So we'll see. I'm kind of like leaning towards Peter Yan on this fight, but we'll see.
TJ Dillashaw has come out and told ESPN that he's planning on sitting out because he's recovering from a knee surgery. People were kind of matching him up with Jose Aldo, but he doesn't seem interested. He seems like he's going to sit out for the title shot. Do you think he deserves the title shot, or you think he should fight Jose Aldo?
I think he should fight Jose Aldo. It'd be entertaining to see that fight. I do think he probably should get one more in before he gets that belt, considering how he lost the belt, and then considering how the division is right now. And then I think he should definitely get in there with Aldo.
Then another matchup that people have been talking about: Jose Aldo versus Dominic Cruz, the battle of the WEC guys. Would you like to see that as a fan?
Yeah, for sure. As a fan, but I would rather get in there Cruz first. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind watching that. Yeah, especially because again, I started off in MMA watching WC before I even knew what the UFC was. So I started off watching guys like Cruz, Aldo, Donald Cerrone, all those WEC guys. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool to get there and watch it. But let me eat first, though.
Oh, dude, Dominic Cruz versus Rob Font is a fantastic fight as well, man. What do you think of that matchup?
It'll be interesting. That guy's funky. He has a funky style. I like my odds in it, but like I just got to be on point and make sure to stop a couple of takedowns because he's gonna be doing that all night long. And if anybody, and if anybody has a gas tank, it's definitely him. So it's definitely interesting. I do believe I catch up to him, I touch him, I can control him. But we'll see.
So, from what I'm gathering, a perfect 22 would be you return this summer, maybe International Fight Week, and then get one more in December, your month.
Boom, that's the plan. Fight summer, then back in December, and get erase that or get back to my winning ways in December.
Um, the Apex has treated you pretty well, but are you looking to fight in front of a sold out crowd next?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't mind fighting in Vegas, but if we could do it at the T-Mobile, that'd be even better. I love fighting in Vegas. It's just so easy, just even dealing with it from the airport to the hotel. It's just so easy. So I love fighting in Vegas. But if we could do it in the T-Mobile with a crowd, it'd be better. But if not, I wouldn't mind traveling and getting back into whatever arena we possibly could get into. Perfect, preferably Boston though. We could do it at the Garden, get out there. I know they were talking about Fenway and even the Patriots place. So something we can figure something out in Mass. But if not, let's go back to Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, I think Boston needs a UFC card to come back, and I mean Rob Font in Boston, goddamn.
Let's go. Let's go.
Awesome, Rob. Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it, and know everyone else is looking forward to your return. If you want to plug your social media, plug your sponsors, anything else you want to plug, the floor is yours.
All right, man. Appreciate for having me on. I just want to say if you want to follow me, it's Rob _ Font on Instagram, Rob S Font on Twitter, and make sure to check out the New England Cartel website. Make sure you follow us on social media as well as at New England Cartel on Instagram and Twitter. And again, thanks for having me on.